And so after that, let me ask you, with your rehab experience, the one that you're referring to now, were you able to stay sober?
Yes, I stayed sober for quite a while. So what ended up happening with me is, you know, I did all that time, and some of the stuff that you're talking about, I learned in there as well. And the thing is when we're loaded versus when we're clean, right? There is this level of disconnect from our conscience, right? And so we learn, like you were saying, you know, you get sober for a while and then reuse, or you stop stealing for a while and you re-steal, or you stop cheating for a while and you re-cheat. That kind of behavior stuff, which was all part of my story, right? Like the drugs, the stealing, the lying, all those things. Well, while I'm in treatment, I'm sober and I continue to try to lie, but it doesn't feel right anymore.
Right.
Continue to try to steal and it doesn't feel right anymore. And I continue to try to cheat and it doesn't feel right anymore. And all these things start getting exposed as they should, right? And the thing that you were talking about as you were sharing that, you know, I was upstairs in the kitchen and I started drinking milk, and we weren't supposed to drink milk. And
that's weird.
Well, it was for breakfast, right? They, you know, rehab's got rules, like fucking whatever.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The rules are the rules, man. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna drink some fucking milk. And I'm drinking milk, and I didn't feel good about it. You know?
Did you do it just because it was a rule?
I don't know. Probably.
I get that about you.
Yeah, like fuck your milk.
That's yeah.
Fucking throw your milk in the garbage. But I drank it, and it felt so horrible to me that I exposed it the next day, you know, and they explained to me that that's growth, right? And so I did. I went through all the phases and became the lead of the house, right? So you go through all these phases, and you have on certain jobs, and you make the fucking food list, and then you're the cook, and then, you know, you're the this, and you get these jobs and move up to the head of the house. And then once you're the head of the house, you're the guy that welcomes the new people in and shows them around and introduces them to everybody. And that felt really good to me. You know, it felt really good to sit in the front seat of the van and be the first one in the meetings and kind of keep an eye on stuff and be the example, you know, because I'd never been that. I'd never been any of those things. And so eventually I did graduate with honors. And a couple things that happened was that just blew my mind was like my dad told me how proud he was of me. And it was kind of a double-edged sword, because I was like, fucking, I bet you're super proud of your fucking 24-year-old son that's graduating rehab. You know, and it was embarrassing, but at the same time, I was like, bet, you know, this was hard for me.
Yeah.
This was really hard for me, and I don't want to use today. And so, I graduated and I did like what you were saying. I ended up moving to, Gillette, Wyoming, and, doing my aftercare up there, going to meetings up there. And a really strange things happened, because Gillette, Wyoming and my hometown are all the way on opposite ends of the state. And so I went home for Christmas or something, I don't remember. And I stopped at the treatment center for a little visit. That treatment center was so valuable to me.
Yeah.
It got me clean. It changed my perspective on life. And a lot of it was a lot more powerful than I think it needed to be. But you know, learning who you are is a process anyway. But I went back and I was like, hey, what's up, you guys? And they're like, come down into the room and come down to the meeting room and tell us what's been going on. Tell us about your recovery. And I went down, and it was the first time that I'd spoke on the level that I do now, as far as telling my story, my experience, strength, and hope to a group of people. And I got so fucking high off of that, dude. Like, I got so fucking jazzed off of it. Like, it was so insane. And some dreams had been coming true in my life. Like, I bought a bass guitar and I had my own place, and, you know, I was staying sober. And Margene goes, well, if you ever want a job here, let me know.
Interesting.
And I was like, whatever, you know, I'm fucking, nah. And I couldn't get it out of my fucking head. I could not get it out of my head. You know, I'd learned so much. Well, I don't know. I probably didn't learn dick, like really, but I was able to stay clean, right? Like enough had been planted in me to resonate on and build off of, that I couldn't get it out of my head, man. And I ended up actually going to work at that treatment center, and I worked at that treatment center for a year, maybe a little bit longer, as a resident advisor. And my hours were 3 to midnight, and I was the guy that got to take the clients to treatment or to meetings and give them their night meds and make sure they had smokes and eat dinner with them and all those things. But also I got to go behind closed doors with the counselors after group and listen to them talk shit. You know? And so you see
kind of the
not necessarily talk shit, but like, you know, they go in there and they'd be like, the motherfucker is full of shit.
Yeah.
He's lying out of his teeth. And I'd be like, wow, you know, like, do you guys do this with me? And I'm like, fuck yeah. Yeah, you were the worst.
You see how the milk is made.
Kind of thing.